Okay, we're recording now. So, I wanted to kind of set the scene by explaining sort of what's already happening or what's happened. The last time we had a session, it was essentially you guys saw Scarlet's ship kind of coming closer, and now like through text we played out all the stuff that happened sort of between now and this moment where um the ships sort of have come closer now. You guys tried like doing a bunch of different tactics to attack the other, like on the cruise ship you guys did a bunch of tactics to basically disable the other ship, and they have been setting up to prepare to board your ship. But Rainey got to the other ship first and then started attacking, and at that point was when Mist used it was like a sleep gas grenade that was enhanced with essence to like knock Rainey out and then take her diclave and then just kill her with it. And then after that, Melise, who was a new character, decided to show up and coordinate with Mist so they could work together on the mission to capture Sun. And Melise showed up on deck and helped Mist escape by fighting storms, which is also going on now. But Mist left that fight to go infiltrate the ship by cutting down the mast and then running over to the other side, where she saw Sun kind of climbing up the side and trying to deal with the scouts who were already, headed over to infiltrate. They basically blocked his attacks, and then he's still climbing up while they already kind of spread out and are starting to take the bridge. And this would be the point where both of you are moving at the same time, where Sun and Mist, you guys would be on. You're actually on the like in terms of where on the ship you are. There's the top deck, and then there's the middle deck, and then there's like the lower deck. Right. So you guys are actually on the entertainment deck. So like where all the sort of tables and chairs were, parts of them are probably still there, but this is more where like all the entertainment stuff was. And there's like a deck around that, like a railing. And so that's where Mist would have landed, and then that's where Sun's going to come up. So you guys are basically on the middle of the cruise ship. And then there's like a deck around that. So there's like a railing that you can climb over. So that's where, I'm presuming Sun would just kind of hop over, and you would see Mist standing there with I'm assuming the still bloody diclave that is clearly not hers.
Unless most of it came off when cutting the mast.
I don't think. I mean, for dramatic effect, I'd assume, it's still like covered in blood. So we could assume that.
Standing there looking badass like Darth Maul behind the blast doors.
Yeah.
Just as he climbs over, he sees Mist, and he says, well, if there's Misty, and after he climbs, sees the bloody blade that is definitely someone else's, and he's like shocked. He's like, the hell did you do?
Well, use your imagination. You've got plenty of that, you idiot.
I'm sorry. You said... Oh?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you didn't?
I heard you. I don't think he did.
It's just like it cut off for a moment.
Ah.
You didn't.
Oh, don't feel too bad. Regardless of what Scarlet wants, you'll be joining her soon.
You can see his like hand shaking and like turning like a fist. You
Could you roll me limit real quick, just so I have an idea of like how much limit you're getting?
I'm sorry, what?
Could you roll?
Limit?
Could you roll limit for me real quick? Yeah.
What would that be?
I think it'd be 2 dice here.
2 dice.
Yeah, you just roll 2 dice basically, and then any successes you get increases your limit. Because this is the first time I think you've actually had to roll limit.
3 10s?
Yep. And then I'll put it on your sheet when I figure out how much you have.
2d10. 1.
1 success? Okay, so you get 1 limit. So it's definitely affecting you.
Why do they have... What is that? Oh, no.
What? Sorry, is something...
It just looked odd. Or like, it confused me for a minute. I thought that was like... I had like roll 3 somehow. But just looks weird to me. Oh, no, it's not like that. Okay. Okay, so what's up?
You said your hand was shaking.
And it curled in the fist, I said.
Yeah. So the idea is that you're both moving at the same time. So whatever you guys want to do, that's totally cool with me. Because there's no order for when one of you would go first. It would be both happening like simultaneously. If you guys, so like whatever, okay. If Sun does something first, then you can just respond immediately with whatever, because this is happening at the same time.
So what? Your fake arm shaking, your real arm shaking, what?
And the fake arm is shaking, the real arm is shaking, but the fake arm is like curled into a fist.
And you still have your spear out, right? Because you had it out before.
What?
Like what kind of stance are you in? Actually, that's kind of relevant. Like, because you have the spear still, so like, what kind of stance are you in?
Like just the moment, just like standing. How do I describe this? Like normally, I'm not sure. Standing straight, the spear pointed downward, but like raising it slowly is right.
Okay.
Then he like I guess you like form like he raises the spear with over his like I'm trying to describe like sort of Ike-ish, you know, Ike, right?
Yeah, you're like with both hands. You have the spear like.
No, not exactly with both hands, just like like one raised over his head with.
Oh, okay, yeah, I got you.
Like
over, yeah.
Has a sword, like one hand he has it there. He's like drags his right foot in his to the back, like. But
no, I get it. So you have your arm like you have your spear behind your head, and you're like foot's forward.
Argue, but
yeah, like next to your head. Yeah, it's like over your
and in my other arm's like point towards the.
So yeah, he's getting into a stance, and what are you doing, Mist?
Mist is eyeing him cautiously, though with a smug smirk on her face. eyes flickering along the length of the spear, and then up his orichalcum arm. And then at his annoying face.
Cool. Did you say you want? I'm trying to remember if law finding is reflexive, or if you actually have to use your act, because I think it's reflexive.
It's instant.
Okay, so then you wouldn't be able to do it and attack unless you flurried, because you could actually do that, but then you take a penalty to attacking by doing 2 actions. But you could still do it, or you could just set up the clash first and then do the flaw finding. It really depends on what you think would work the best.
Mister's going to get into the best stance that she can muster, given that she isn't really all that adept at combat.
What's your melee? Just so I have an idea for like how skilled you are with like swords.
A generous 1.
Good. Okay. And then what's Sun's melee? Just so I have an idea.
Melee. Let me go back up. It is 3.
Yeah. So like already you can tell based on the just you're in like an actual like battle stance, and and Mist is just getting into a pose. Like she's not really in any kind of like defensive or offensive stance. She's not even like she's holding the sword, but like she's not holding it in any way that you'd consider like any combat real style. It's just sort of like she's holding the sword, and that's about it. Whereas you have a lot more training with weapons, even if it's just you trained around with Awesome a lot more with just junk weapons. Like you have, and your father trained you with weapons. Like a lot more about fighting with weapons than Mist does, obviously. And you can kind of see that based on the way that both of you are in sort of these poses. So, do you guys want to roll this off? Or do you just want to stare down?
4.
What? Sorry?
Like, just standing there, just waiting for, like, inching closer.
This is the Mexican standoff.
Yeah, so like you're inching closer, trying to get within your range, and then what's Mist doing then in that sort of like you're starting to inch closer? Is Mist like moving back, or is Mist like moving forward, or?
Mist's grip is tightening on the blade, like on the handle.
Yeah.
And as it tightens, she's going to infuse it with some essence.
Okay.
Sending 2 motes to get Dread Strike ready.
Sure. Did you want to like preset your excellency too? Because you can actually add a die if you want to your accuracy as well.
Yeah.
I know you can at least add 1 if you spend a third mote. Because your melee's 1. So yeah, so I would want because I will allow this. I want Sun to make like perception occult.
Okay. Perception, occult. D10.
I'll allow it to be reflexive, basically. Like, I'm not gonna make him like do this while he's.
I got 3 or 4.
Yeah. Okay. It'd be 4. So, what you definitely notice that Mist's anima is like, because she has that sort of well, you could describe. I'll let you describe your anima and like how you're flavoring like what the sword is actually like doing when you're doing this, but like he can visibly like see it. So I want you to describe like what he would see when you're doing this.
Well, her misty aura is swirling around her.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of sort of spiraling like a snake slithering around. And then it sort of slithers down the arm holding the weapon and up along the blade and sort of sinks onto it, giving it a sort of glow.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
A purple glow.
So yeah, I wanted so for you, Kara, did you want to spend an extra to get an extra die, or I didn't hear you if you said yes or not.
A die beforehand.
No, because you get like you can use your excellency to add a die here. So I just wanted to confirm if you want to do that or not. While you're spending
what part of the excellency is that?
Basically, your excellency allows you to add dice equal to your skill or your ability. So if your melee is 1, then that means you can add a die. Basically. So I was just asking if you wanted to add like 1 extra.
Because I know I got the re-roll that I can do after fail.
That's after you roll, yeah. But before you roll, you can add a die if you want. I was just
well, I'll spend an extra mate to do that. Don't see why not.
I'm just confirming, so you can do that. Sure. So you can see, son, you can visibly like recognize. Do you have any occult charms, son? I don't remember if you do or not.
No. I don't think so.
No, okay. So I don't think you'd be able to recognize like exactly what it is, but you can recognize that her anima is like she's actually like charging her anima into the weapon, and like she's using essence like to infuse the weapon with something, but you wouldn't know what.
Right. Okay.
So I'm going to take those 3 motes from peripheral.
Okay, sure.
So that leaves 16 and 29 there.
Cool. Okay.
I'm gonna ask, how can I use the spirit strengthens the skin?
Spirit strengthens the skin. Okay, let me get another copy of the book open. Because I have the one that has the battle data, then I need to open one for charms. Spirit strengthens what ability is that? Resistance?
Spirit strengthens the skin.
Yeah.
And resistance.
Do you have a page number on that? Because I think on the Roll20 you have page numbers listed.
It's 376.
Thank you. I just found it. Okay. Cool. That one is resistance 2, essence 1, reflexive, so you could activate it now. Channels essence through her enduring toughness, hardening skin and muscles. After an attack hits, but before damage is rolled, you may increase your soak at a rate of 1 volt per point. Oh, so that's basically the same thing Storms can do. You may no more than double your natural soak in this fashion. It's incompatible with any magic that allows an exalted soak decisive attack with withering only magic. So it only allows against withering, but you can essentially activate that after if they hit you before damage is rolled. So in this case, that would be you could do that, but it depends on because I don't know if you guys. I mean, I wouldn't. It's up to you guys if you want to declare decisive or withering, because decisive would be very bad for both of you here because both your initiatives are very low. But with a clash, it's actually plausible for you guys to do a good amount of damage, because when you do a decisive, you add automatic damage on a clash, so it can be kind of devastating if you get one off. But both of you only have 4 initiatives, so the damage wouldn't be very high. So yeah, the spirit strengthens the skin would be before damage. Anything else you wanted to ask about?
What else about one with the dodge? That's one I'm about to dodge.
Well, dodge, because you're doing a clash, so your defenses aren't going to be affected unless the dodge charms allow you to use it, not including your evasion, because your evasion isn't factored into this attack because it's happening simultaneously. You're rolling against each other. It's not your evasion doesn't factor. So reading the wind wouldn't help you.
Strike.
So that your dodge charms aren't going to help you here, I don't think, but I'll look, because you have sidestep, which lets you you're not, so sidestep doesn't help you because that only is effective against ambushes. Then you have drifting leaf, which I don't think helps in this case because it only affects evasion. So again, that wouldn't have any effect. And then the last one is Shadow over Water, which I have to check. That one might actually help you. I don't remember what all of them do. Yeah, this one is for an instant. This charm removes any penalties to evasion. So no, none of your dodge charms will have any effect during a clash, so you don't need to worry about those.
Weapon two blows.
Sure.
Use, by the way.
I got it. Okay. So you have Excellent Strike, which gives you an automatic success on your attack, which would help you here. Mm-hmm. Then you have One Weapon, Two Blows, which is immediately after making a withering attack, which lowers initiative, which you could do as long as you lower it underneath your own, which is probably so from a value greater to a value lowers the opponent's current initiative from a value greater to a value less than the solar's own. Oh, okay. So I don't think you'd be able to use the One Weapon, Two Blows, because the way it's written, I think that you. One Weapon, Two Blows only works if you're not equal. So if you're equal, that means that I don't think you can use it.
They won't be equal if he hits, right?
Right. I mean that no, but it says that it would have to have been lowered from a value that was greater than his to begin with. So if they're equal now, then that means that they're equal.
Is it lowered? Because
what it's saying is it has to be a value that was greater than Sun's and was lowered. So if they're equal, that means that his value is currently equal, which means that it wasn't higher.
Yeah. Can I get the writing this so I can
paste it because that's the way it looks like it's written, but it's not really very clear.
I'm just saying, if it's lowered with an ED, then I think
it's not like that. It's
okay.
Here, I'll paste it. Yeah. Yeah, it says which lowers an opponent's current initiative from a value greater to a value less than the solar's own. So that would imply that if Mist had a higher initiative, then Mist would be going first. But the idea would be that if Sun hit Mist and then lowered her from let's say Sun was at 4 and Mist was at 6, then he'd be able to use it because he would hit Mist down below 6, which would bring him or bring.
Oh, yeah. So yeah.
So
if you were one thing above, I think.
But Excellent Strike would still work.
What about Dipping Swallow Defense?
Dipping Swallow Defense might be good for you here. I will look at that. Dipping Swallow Defense.
I feel like I'm the referee here.
Yeah. That's my job though. So
assistant referee.
You can be the other referee if I looking for dipping.
Yeah.
If you get knocked out, then we need someone to call time. What page is Dipping Swallow on? Because I'm having trouble finding it.
The referee's knocked out. It's time.
What page is Dipping Swallow on? Because I'm having trouble finding it.
It should be on 348.
Okay, it says it's on the same page. Okay, I'll keep looking for it because it's weird.
Mist is disqualified for bumping the ref. Ring the bell! Ring the bell!
Also flashing the ref. Oh, here it is. Dipping Swallow Defense.
The people's champion, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, comes to ring and calls out the ref for being dirty and biased.
Okay, so it says here the Solar can
has ejected.
So no, Dipping Swallow Defense you can't use because it would require you to be using your defenses, which is not happening. Because basically the Dipping Swallow allows you to ignore a parry penalty basically, or a defensive penalty. But since you're not using your parry or your evasion, then that wouldn't help you here. So
you might just have to pour essence into your attack.
Well, he can use Excellent Strike. That's already a thing he can do. And then he can pour essence into it, and he has. But I think those are the only charms that you could actually use besides martial arts. You do have the Vicious Palm Strike. Hello?
Hello.
No, I was talking to Carl.
I think he's deep in thought.
Oh, that makes sense. Just thinking.
Mist attacks while Sun is distracted.
Okay, sure, let's roll. I'm kidding.
I'm not distracted. Stab you.
Stab you. I was making you think I was distracted, but actually I was.
When were you under the assumption I was distracted?
Oh, so, somewhere between that derpy face of yours.
And you're a bigger fool than I thought.
Ooh, the banter.
So you guys are starting to close together at this point, like that's sort of what's happening.
The guy in the hand where Mist has a sword on.
Mm-hmm. So I was going to ask Carl, do you want to declare any charms or excellencies before we go into the roll? Because you would want to declare them before.
Declare what?
Charms?
Excellent strike, dipping, swallow defense.
Oh, I was saying you can't. Dipping swallow defense doesn't help you because your defenses doesn't apply here.
Okay. It's also.
And then you can activate Spirit Strengthens the Skin after the attack roll, so you don't need to do that now, but you can do that later. So excellent strike. Okay. So you spend the motes for that first because that's 3 motes.
I'm taking important motes into or essence into my weapon.
Yeah, sure.
Or
well, just as an excellency, like melee excellency. How many do you want to do? Because you can up to double, I think, your pool. So if your pool is Dex plus melee, that means you can do your Dex is going to be, because are you using your the Magitech arm?
Not at the moment.
Okay, so that's
I'm using it to aim.
Yeah. So you're
doing Bishop 12.
So then that's going to be 7. So you can add up to 7 dice, up to 7 motes, basically.
Okay. Nice.
Up to 7.
I roll that?
Well, first you tell me how many motes you want to spend on the excellency, and then where you're taking the where you're taking the from what pool you're taking the excellent strike from. Okay. And then how many motes are you spending on the excellency?
I'm thinking 5.
Okay, sure. So 25. So then your anima is up to dim, if that matters.
Okay.
And then, so you're going to have, so what you're going to roll is let's see here. It's going to be Dex plus melee. So that's 7 plus 5.
You have to 5.
So that's 12 plus your accuracy. So the accuracy of your weapon should be listed on your sheet.
It is, I believe. Find it. It's
5. That's 5. So then that's 17. Okay, so you have 17. And then Mist, you have I didn't give you the accuracy for the weapon. Do you want me to? I should give you that. Hold on. Because I don't think I ever gave it to you, right?
Nope.
Okay, I will give it to you now. So let's calculate your pool. So we have 17 for Sun. 4 stunts, by the way, so you guys could still get stunts, but 17 here. And then I'm gonna go in the weapon section and go get you the sword stats so you can have those. I'll paste them in the OOC for you once I get them. Because she has a just a normal. So it's
Hmm.
going to be the accuracy is +3.
Mm-hmm.
So the next one is the damage, and then the next one is the defense, but the defense doesn't apply here because actually does it? Let me check. Defense. Oh no, that's parry. Okay. Oh, so that does not help you here. Because that doesn't apply to clashes. So going back to this, that means that Mist, you're going to add your dex. So what's your dex?
That's 3-2.
2?
3.
Oh, 3. Okay.
3-2.
So 3, and then your melee you said was 1.
3 as well. That'll probably be better.
3. Okay, got it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's. I thought you said it was 1 before. Your melee.
Yeah, melee's 1. You asked dex. I said that's 3.
Oh, so dex, so 4, and then we add 3 from the weapon, so that's 7, and then you add 1
from the excellency.
1 from excellency, so you have 8. So 17 versus 8. Wonder who's gonna roll better. Honestly, I don't know because one of you could get totally screwed here.
Yeah, well, I still get 2 more rolls from an excellency on failed dice. So
get to reroll, yeah. So the question for both of you: do either you want to spend willpower?
Yep.
Okay. So I'll add that too. Just make sure to mark that off.
That's possible. Cool. I think that's how it goes.
Son, what about you?
So that brings me willpower back down to 4.
What? Sorry, Carl, I didn't hear you. Yes. Okay. Gotcha.
I have now.
Good. Okay. So now you guys are even there. Okay. I'm gonna let you guys roll off. So.
That's what I have now.
First, you guys. So actually, describe what both of you are doing, because then I can give stunts.
Okay. I'm attempting to I was pointing with the left hand.
Mm-hmm.
I feint about to strike my left, but then I my right and attempt to stab the arm with the sword.
Gotcha. Okay, so are you doing a disarm action then? Because that would be different than doing a withering. Okay, so you're not doing the same. Okay. So you're doing a decisive. Got it.
Right in the arm, if that's possible. Not just disarm.
As someone who's done this before, I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah. So you're going for disarm.
This is what fucked me over when I fought Mist.
Okay, so you're doing a disarm. Then that's you can actually do that. Yes.
Do withering and disarm at the same time, or?
No, because a disarm is a gambit, which uses your decisive.
Yeah.
Oh. Then I wouldn't do it. Then I'm not gonna do it.
But you could still aim for her arm. Like you can aim for her arm, but it's not going to disarm her. But you could still say where you're aiming them. That's fine.
Yeah, withering is not withering is like not like the fatal blow. It's more just like kind of your sword playing type things like.
But when you move forward, you're doing sort of a feint. That'll still get you a 1-point stunt. So you can add 2, so you'll be at 19. Mist
and when I stab and then I reach back, my eyes my left eye glows a bit, and I turn all dark and just skip back if possible, flash back, if you know what I mean,
Right. So Mist, what are you doing as he's coming forward with this, like he's trying to stab toward you? Like he feints with his arm and then he swings forward with this spear. So how are you kind of reacting at the same
I
time?
wouldn't say swing, more like jab.
Yeah,
but-
jab. Yeah, you're right. So it's more of a jab.
Play.
As Sun comes forward, she's going to backstep and swing at him with a strike from bottom to top. So
Okay.
from toe upwards.
Right
pretty
up.
much.
Okay, so
Upwards vertical strike.
I'll give you 1 point for that. So that'll be 10 dice for you.
And she'll be going for withering.
Sure. Yeah. So Carl rolls 19 dice, and then Mist rolls 10.
So, what's our final score?
Well,
on that?
we'll see. You have to roll them.
But we don't get stunned, or
No, I already gave you guys both 1 point.
We already did that.
So that's why I said 19 versus 10.
Well then, Sun, shit before shovel.
oh, you get 19. Okay,
Here we go.
sorry. Okay, who's going first?
Oh wait, so does Excellent Strike add? Hold on, because I had to check. I think it adds now, so I think you get another 3 dice, right? Because it adds. Oh yeah, so you get another automatic success. Okay, so you have 2 successes basically. Got it. 2 automatics basically.
And I
okay,
reroll.
so yeah, you can continue, and then you also reroll 1s.
Okay,
Okay.
who's going first?
Well,
You.
Yeah, you.
Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 3. 1, 4. 1,
So that's
2, 3, 4.
yeah, and then you get 1, 2, 3, 4 rerolls. Yeah. And then you keep re-rolling 1.
Oh, again. Okay.
So that's 6.
So you get to roll 2 more dice. Okay. So you roll 1 more.
So,
Oh wait, no,
More
that's
dice?
only, that's only 1, right? So that's
6
4.
successes total.
Yeah, that's
by
6
my
successes.
math.
Yep. That's right.
Oh, Mist actually has a chance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you get your rerolls.
Did I get an automatic success from spending the willpower? Or?
Yes, you do. So you need to get you need to beat him though.
6.
But I think it's possible.
So what? I got 10. I got 10 die.
And you get a reroll as well. So
Yeah.
of a little bit less than him, but still reroll if you want to spend.
Yeah,
that
but
on
even then, I've got a plan afterwards if
Right.
still fails.
Mm-hmm.
Roll 10d10 equals 7. Let it ride.
Okay.
See,
That
1,
is
2,
that
3, 4, 5, 6, 7
yeah, that's 8.
with the automatic success. But for the hell of it, I'm also going to re-roll.
Yeah, I think you reroll 2 because your essence is 2.
Yep.
And then you
So that's spending 2 motes.
Yeah.
And overall, that is 15 motes now spent. So
Yeah.
Mist's enema flares up to burning.
Uh-huh. Gotcha.
So it's 2 more
okay.
motes.
Okay. I see what you're doing now.
Because now I can follow up with the reflexive radiance as well, because she was just attacked.
Yes.
So what did I say was 16, so that's gone down to 14. Okay. So I get to re-roll 2 more. 7, 8. So roll 2d10. 7.
Okay, no extra success.
Nothing on that. But I will now spend another 3 motes on top of that to activate the reflexive glowing coal radiance, which lowers the back to glowing.
Yeah.
But where is it? So glowing coal radiance used in response to an attack or threatened action made in combat.
Yeah.
This charm inflicts a dice penalty equal to the lower of her essence or presence, or the higher if her initiative is 5 or more than her opponent's, which it's not.
Okay. Technically, you would have needed to have activated that before he attacked, because now that he already rolled, you can't apply a penalty to his dice. Like you would have had to have done that before he like we both rolled basically. But if we do another exchange between you two, then the next attack he would do, you could trigger that.
Okay, fair enough. But
so you don't need to trigger that one.
That is still 8 successes, which means that my attack goes through, yes.
That's
which
correct.
means he still gets the penalties from the Dread Strike.
That is correct.
Which is 1 to all actions and...
-1 to attacks, yeah.
0 watery. It's -2 to attacks, seeing as
yeah.
the 1 is to all actions, and the -1 to all attacks is the water-based portion.
Yeah. So I'm going to describe how it kind of plays out in the cinematic. So what you see is, Sun jabs, you backstep, and then just like slice up his body, like you said, and the poison just starts to spread like up his body, and you see this like gas kind of forming out of it as well as it strikes through him. And you can see like this vapor just sort of forming around like where the wound is. Not wound, but like because there isn't a wound, but it's like
spirit strengthens the body or skin.
Yeah, that would be what we're doing now. So now we would roll damage, and then you would use that. Yes. Can I have the page number for that then? Is that 2? What was it?
No, 376.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so here's what's going to happen now is we're going to do damage. So I have to go grab that part. I have to scroll back down because I was looking at the disarm, and then you said, no, we shouldn't do that because that would be bad, yes. Okay, so clash. So then it adds threshold by which the winning fighter defeated the opponent's roll. So that means you got 8 successes, right? So you beat him by 2, right? 2? Okay. So you're going to get 2 dice base, right? Then you add the raw damage is going to be strength. So you take your strength first.
Yeah.
So your strength was it 1 or 2? I don't remember.
2.
2, okay. So 2 plus then you take, so this is where the weapon is actually really powerful, is you have the damage here, which is 12. So you're adding 12.
So it's 14.
Yeah, that's 14, and then you subtract his soak. So what that means is we go here, and I'm going to go on the roll 20 because I think that's where his soak is going to be the most accurate. Because the armor isn't listed on this one. And then he can choose to add to his soak with motes. So that's his choice, how much he wants to add. I'll tell you how much you can add in a sec. I need to look at the data for your sheet. Because I think the most you could add is 3, but it could be 4. I don't remember. So I have to look. Because your natural soak, you can't add the armor on top of it, obviously. So let me go to your sheet, son. You go to your soak.
Yeah, you're not firm, so you can just have a body be.
So you can spend up to 3 motes to add up to 3 to your soak, basically. And we never added the armor. Okay, so I will add that now. Oh, damn. Okay. That's stupid of me. I did not add your armor. Okay, I'm going to do that now. Give me a sec. I have to add your armor because you're wearing that armor now that I did not give you on your sheet. I am dumb. Really stupid.
I imagine that the sword would come up from below. He would be able to block it with the spear. But...
Well, we're not doing your parry doesn't factor into this. That's not what's happening. Like you can't block it because you're both striking at the same time. So
yeah, soaking is just you're taking it like a man.
Yeah, soaking is you're getting hit and such.
Mm-hmm.
Too bad the soak doesn't actually stop the dread strike, though.
Oh, it doesn't. I'm just looking for where the. Oh, here it is. Okay, and then go to armor 591. I am very sorry for not calculating your armor beforehand. That is dumb of me.
For shame, Nova. For shame.
I don't remember what kind of armor. I think it was light armor. So it's soak plus 3. Okay. So all I have to do is add. So your soak is currently 6, and then you could add 3 up to 3 more with motes. So let me know how many you want to add.
3.
3? Okay, so that'll bring your soak up to 9. So you said so that'll cost you 3 more motes.
Oh, add something to note. Regardless of using seeing as she can't use the glowing coals, then her anima is still at burning, which means that
the anima flux, yeah.
That the anima flux comes in.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. I'll calculate that after the attack because
at burning level, the exalt may damage.
Yeah, I'll calculate that after the attack because that's technically separate.
Okay.
So that would be after the fact. After you hit him with the sword, it would be after. So then what it's going to be is then, so what you said was you had 14, right? He's taking away 3 motes, and then it's going to be 14 minus 9. So that is 5. Okay, so you do get 5 dice here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's higher than the overwhelming, so you take the higher number. Oh, and also, actually, I forgot before you roll. Since we're doing a clash, you add 3 additional damage. Oh, after the damage is rolled. Sorry, so it's after. You get 3 automatic damage. So you still roll 5 dice, but you're going to get 3 automatic.
So that's 4 success then.
Yeah. 4 successes. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, that's 1 and then add 3. So that's going to be... Does that crash him? Oh, yeah, it would. Oh, yes, it would. It would crash. So that's going to be... that's definitely going to crash Sun. So that means that you're going to be able to do more. So you're going to gain 1 initiative, and you gain 1 for each success. So that's going to be... I just said it. It was 1, and then you're going to get 3 more, so that's 4. So you're gaining 5 initiative. That means you go up to
9, I think.
By that. I said 5, so you're going up to 8.
Well, if we were on 4 initiative, wouldn't that be 9?
No,
or
you're
were
on,
we on
you're
3?
On 3, yeah.
Ah,
so you go
okay.
up to 8, and you're going to crash Sun, so you're going to get plus 5 extra. So then you're going to go up to 13. And then Sun goes down to, because he lost 4, he's going to go down to -1.
Ouch.
And then I put crash by missed. And then you also get a -2 penalty if anyone hits you, because you lost the clash. So then the poison would kick in, and then the anima flux. So then you can post that in the OOC if you want, just so I have a record of it. But you hit him with the poison. Did it say if the poison effects on withering or decisive, or it doesn't matter?
I don't think it matters what kind of damage it does.
Okay.
It's its own thing, really.
Right. Is it from second edition?
I'll just check here. The dread infection, I believe so.
Okay, that's probably why, because like it wouldn't specify. I think that then it would have to be decisive, but I already let you do it before, so I guess. Yeah, but I definitely think that would probably just be decisive then. Like it would have to be a decisive attack, because otherwise it wouldn't really be fair if you could do it on like the like a withering, because usually those are more like glancing things. So I don't think I would allow it here, because that wouldn't make sense. So I don't think your anima would be higher either, because you wouldn't be able to spend it for the poison. Because I don't think you could use it on a withering attack. I don't think that'd be fair, because it wouldn't it wouldn't connect is the thing. Like, and in terms of the rules, usually they only apply like effects like that on decisive ones and not withering. Like, it wouldn't make sense for you to be able to like hit someone with a withering attack and then also poison them. It would probably have to be decisive. At least that's my opinion. Because it's kind of how a lot of the attacks in the game work. Like, you wouldn't be able to do like an attack that connects like that and does like an effect unless it was decisive, because usually if it adds withering, then it just adds to the accuracy or something. If it's a charm that adds to that, you know? Hello?
Yeah, hang on, I'm just reading up. Let's see. This charm can enhance any physical attack that successfully inflicts non-bashing damage.
Yeah, so it would be... I mean, because it's written for second edition, it doesn't specify. So, like... I mean... it would have to be like you'd have to be doing lethal damage, which means it would have to be decisive.
Well, if I non-bashing damage. What was non-bashing damage?
Well, that just means lethal, basically. So you'd have to have you'd have to hit him with a decisive attack, basically.
Change it to decisive then.
Okay. Let me do that then, because you still would have hit. It would be, but you don't include accuracy, so your damage is going to be different. So you do let's see. You're gonna roll 4 dice instead. He doesn't get soak. So Carl doesn't need to spend the 3 motes on the initiative. Or on the soak, I mean. And then you just roll 4 dice for the decisive damage. And don't count double 10s.
Okay.
But on a for a clash, you do get, I think, on automatic
there
damage.
we go. 2.
Okay. So that's going to be 3 damage. So 3 lethal to Sun.
Don't I get to roll my strength with the skin thing, or?
That doesn't apply for decisive. So they changed their because that doesn't help you against decisive attacks. It's only withering. That's why I was saying you don't need to spend those motes anymore. And then so that means Sun is going to take 3 lethal and then be affected by the poison.
I can took those up, or
so you're taking the damage. That's what's
lovely.
Like you don't have like magic armor or anything that would negate a decisive, so the soak only applies to withering attacks.
So in regards to the poison,
yeah.
Oh yeah. So
yeah.
Any additional dread strikes stack the first, but not the water element.
But not the exactly. And the devs actually did confirm that poisons do stack, so that means that the second penalty wouldn't stack, but the first one does definitely stack.
Yeah, but the first one would still have the added effect of lowering that attack further, anyways.
Right.
From snowballing out of control.
But for now, it you know what I think I'll do? So since actually, because this is so we can speed things up, I can do the Madrix and lightning stuff and the what Storms does like separately, because you'd be going next, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So since that's happening separately anyway, like unless Storms decides, I'm gonna turn around and help.
Well, she'd still have to get past Melissa.
Yeah.
That's
right. You have to disengage.
anyways.
That'd be kind of complicated. So let's assume you don't do that, and then we can go right to Mist's next turn, just so because that way we can resolve that now. Because that you're going to be going first, basically after lightning goes, and I can resolve all of that myself. So I'm just going to make a note here. It'll be after this. It's Adrix, then lightning, then storms. No, it'd be storms, then Madrix, then lightning. Yeah,
that's right. I've got to list what the anima does as well now that it's burning.
Yeah. But you want to resolve that now then?
Let's see.
And then Melise would go. Okay. I can look it up if you want, the anima.
Bonfire, that one.
Yeah,
I want
here. I have it here. Okay.
Level 1.
So it says, so it says here at bonfire level. Oh, at burning level, the exalt damages perishable materials, scours footprints. So it's only if you're at bonfire that it actually affects stuff around you for damage.
Oh, I actually have a question about the anima stuff.
Yeah.
Since we found out that it like restores like every round, is mine
so
still bonfire?
So Mist, you would still because it sticks. So
Oh, okay. That's what I was
just. So yeah, that's relevant. So Mist, you would actually recover 5 essence or 5 motes right now, because this is happening during the next round.
Well, then I'd probably recover 10 because I didn't recover from the last one either.
Right. I'm just saying. So now you'd add 5 to your motes from going into this round.
So.
Because I kind of want to I think it'd be smarter for us to just resolve this combat as it's happening, and then just let everything else play out in the background. I think that's more dramatic than like we have any cut back between everything, because everything's happening separately.
Mm-hmm.
But then I don't think I'd do it again, because then after that it would be Scarlet's turn. So Scarlet might do something. I don't know. I'll assume she just keeps fighting storms, because that makes sense. And then we'll just resolve this combat. That's fair. So yeah, now you have 13 initiative. Or no, you didn't, because you used decisive, so you'd be at 3 again. Oh, okay, so you wouldn't be going first, right? But then I wanted to resolve the combat, right? Okay. No, I understand. Okay, so maybe we won't do that, because you didn't do withering. So that means that I'd rather not do it now then, because unless you guys want to do the whole fight now, it's up to you guys. Because we could. I could see that happening.
Well, I mean,
well, really, it depends on what Carl wants. I'm happy to do it on voice, but my better work comes out through writing it.
Yeah, it's up to Carl then.
I was also gonna say, like, we don't know what's gonna change in the battlefield, so like.
Right, that's why I was saying, like, I want to do this one clash, and then from there we can't really predict what will happen. Because Melise might come in, like, because Melise said I want to get through storms to get on the ship, so Melise might come in.
Mm-hmm.
But I did want.
And I might just grab onto the mech and crash it into the ship.
Right, exactly. So I did want to do this one part of the fight, and since Mist is no longer going first the next round, then that definitely changes things.
Well, wait it out, I guess, or
yeah. Okay.
Text.
Sure. So I'll still clear it because we're going into the next round.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, 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 dun.
And then Madrix goes, right? So everything's still happening as normal.
Yeah. I will probably be posting after I go out because I'm picking up my pills.
Sure.
So I can fucking sleep good tonight.
Good. All right.
The problem with doing it in voice, though, is that there's no actual documentation of what happened.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm recording it.
Yeah. and like someone can write it out afterwards. Like
That's my whole plan was to record everything and then it would be documented.
Yay.
I'm smart. Anyway, I'm going to stop the recording now.